Waiting for all the signals to tell me it is time to go live. And it's coming, and it's coming. What is going on? Welcome to another Sunday night live stream for mobile creators, for YouTubers, for people who just want to hang out and have a good time in the live stream. You know how these live streams go. We talk about mobile stuff. We talk about YouTube stuff. We talk about all this stuff. So listen, if you have a question, because I know there's going to be tons of questions coming in, head down to the description. Down there, I have a link that says ask question here. Click on the link. There's going to be a form that pops up. Drop your question in the form. That's going to guarantee that I see your message. Now, if you're asking questions in the chat, I might see it. I might see that, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to see it if you're asking questions in the chat, because the chat starts moving fast. And I also want to say before, this is Crispy. Thank you, Doug Hewson. Before we get into this, I want to say today's show and every single show is sponsored by TubeBuddy, the #1 browser plugin and growth app for YouTubers. Per usual, I know you have TubeBuddy, but in case you don't, in case you've been living in a cave, in case you just started YouTube today, in case you've thought that you could do this on your own, there's a link down below. Now, TubeBuddy will help you with your titles. It will help you with your keywords. It'll help you A/B testing if you have a desktop computer to find out which thumbnail performs the best. I use this on every single one of my thumbnails. A lot of people say, how are you growing so fast? TubeBuddy is one of the tools that I use. So link down below for TubeBuddy if you don't have it already. And I see the gang is all here. Sweeney Dunstan is fashionably, no, actually you're on time today, Sweeney Dunstan. How you doing? Average Canadian El Jefe Reviews. Thank you, my man. I hope you are doing well. So we're going to power through the questions today because they're starting to pile up here. And last week I didn't get through all of them. So we're just going to jump right into it and dive right in. So the originals asks the first question. And the question, man, okay, so here's the thing. When people ask questions, I don't look at these until I scroll down to the bottom. Like I don't scan through these. And this has been something that's been happening a lot, not only on my channel, but on a lot of tech channels. And I'm going to read this out loud because I just have to. I wanted to ask you, can you please give me an iPhone 7? Because I have good editing software and I should pay for an Android version to get better quality. Can you gift me an iPhone, please? I'm begging you, please. But my wish is an iPhone 7. Hey, man, here's the thing. I'm all out of iPhone 7s. I only have an iPhone 6. It's a shame you didn't ask for an iPhone 6 because I got one right here that I'm just itching to get rid of. And unfortunately, you want an iPhone 7. So that ain't going to work. Next question comes from Leo Dollar. The question is, I have YouTube Studio app, but whenever I try to upload custom thumbnails, it doesn't allow me. My account is verified. But YouTube says I have to verify it. How do I fix it? I've tried contacting support and it doesn't work. Okay, there could be a cache issue. Here's what I would do. I would uninstall everything. Uninstall the YT Studio app, uninstall the YouTube app, uninstall the browser that you're using, and then reinstall everything on your phone, restart your phone, right? Clear all that stuff out. And I would try to do it on a browser first. Go to your browser, youtube.com, log into your account and try to do things that way. youtube.com/verify. And of course, re-log in the YT Studio app and try to do it again and see if that helps you out. You said you've contacted support and they can't help you. Like if you do all of that and you're legit verified, go to youtube.com/verify. And it will tell you, it will confirm if you're verified or not. So maybe they see something that you don't, or maybe it's just a cache issue. So I would delete everything, reinstall everything, and keep on trucking. Next question from Android Editing. Boy, here's the thing. I was hydrating before I went live. I was a little bit late because I was hydrating. As soon as I went live, I don't know. I'm out of practice. I'm not live streaming the way I used to. Can you guide me? Is my channel looking the right way? I think I'm not getting enough watch time. I have like one. Okay, I'm not doing channel reviews today, so there will be no guiding today. What you want to do is keep an eye out for the TubeBuddy channel, because Andrew Can does channel reviews over there. I used to do channel reviews on my channel. Every now and then I do them. Every now and then I pull a channel up. But what happens is I do one channel review and then the chat goes nuts asking for channel reviews, when in fact, pretty much everybody needs to do the same thing. Everybody needs to go through the YouTube Creator Academy. So that's going to be my tip to you. Go to Google, type in YouTube Creator Academy. It is a free course created by YouTube. It's the instruction manual for YouTube. Basically, they teach you how to YouTube. They teach you what YouTube expects of you as a creator. So first and foremost, head over there and go through that. Narfield asks the next question. Says, I have a video that steadily climbed to a CTR of around 28. Ooh. And then dropped over 24 hours, dropped to 0, and then came back to 2025. Is that a YouTube glitch or YouTube showing a video to an audience? From 28 to 0, yeah, that sounds to me like they had a glitch and they weren't actually counting. Sometimes you'll see, if you're looking at your real-time views, every now and then you'll just see a cliff, just a straight cliff, and then it flatlines because sometimes YouTube won't be able to track. But 28 to 0 back up to 2025, that sounds to me like a glitch. And congratulations on such a high click-through rate. I hope you have high impressions as well. So that leads to a bunch of views. I'm going to run over here to the chat really quick. I'm going to jump in and see what's going on. See what is going on with everybody. They do that sometimes. Hey, fat guy, how you doing? Scully's House of Thrillers, how's it going? Dan Norton, how you doing, my man? Slot Freaks, how you doing? Chime it. How are you guys doing? Enough about me. Enough about these questions here. How are you guys doing? I know El Jefe has a new standing desk. He's standing up. El Jefe's getting healthy. I know he's got that standing. How's everybody else doing? Chime in. Let me know how you're doing. How you holding up? The world's crazy. These are unprecedented times. I saw in the news today there was a fire tornado. Those of you who follow me on Twitter, you saw that I retweeted this. There was a fire tornado. Never thought those words would come out of my mouth. A fire tornado. Apparently in Australia, it's a thing seasonally. For the rest of the world, for the rest of the modern world, we don't know about fire tornadoes. That's a new thing for us. And it's as terrifying as murder hornets. So all of that. The mic is too good. Open vlog, the mic's too good or the mic is too loud? Is this too loud? If I'm too loud, let me know. I just kind of set this stuff up a little bit quickly. Off-grid Backroads Adventures. Hello, what's going on, guys? Fire tornadoes. Yeah, fire tornadoes. Yes, it's good. All right. So guys, look, I see a lot of people asking questions in the chat. You're asking them repeatedly. Go down to my description. You know what? Let me change this. I'm going to change this. And I just realized, you can download TubeBuddy for free down there. TubeBuddy.com/D. Let me find the right one. Nope, that's Video Leap. And this one is, look in the description. I should have put, next week I'm going to have this, ask your question in the description. So if you do have a question, look down there. I've got links to everything. I've got links talking about the best video apps for editing and to make your thumbnails with, how to live stream on your phone under 1,000 subscribers. I've got links to TubeBuddy. I've got links to Video Leap. I've got links to all sorts of things down there, including a form where you can ask your questions. So I'm going to leave this up for a while so you guys can go down there and click away. Also, I want to mention something else. So this has been a long time coming, and it's getting really close. And let me drop this in the chat. Give me 1 second here. So those of you who are into podcasts and video podcasts, I'm getting ready to create a new one with Nick. We're about to start recording that one, so that one's going to be awesome. But I'm getting ready to create one for mobile creators only. So if you're a mobile content creator, a mobile YouTuber, I'm dropping a link into the chat right now. Head on. Hey, Kai, how you doing, man? Head on over there, subscribe to that channel. It is the Master Your Mobile podcast. I'm going to be interviewing other mobile creators. Maybe that's you, right? If you are actively a mobile creator and you have some success or you have some knowledge, some wisdom that you can share with other people, maybe I'll have you on. So that's going to kick off pretty soon as well. So click on that link, head over and subscribe. We're going to do a video version and a full audio version to get all up in your ear holes. Yes. All right. Next question. Next question is, let's see. Wow, these questions are piling in really fast. First come, first serve on the questions. At some point, I will have to turn these off. J. Michael Jr. asks the next question, says, I'm so ready to launch a channel. Brother, listen, you need to launch your channel. You've been ready for a long, long time. You've got my support. You've got Nick's support. You've got support from the entire community. You just need to do it, man. You need to make your first video. And I know it's terrifying. You need to make that first video and you need to publish it. Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about the watch time. Don't worry about anything other than creating the habit of uploading your videos. Now, show of hands, and Eric, I'm going to come back and I'm going to read your question here just in a second. Show of hands, because I know there's a lot of people who usually come in.
Super chat.
Prince Voodoo, first of all, I love the name. Second of all, hello world. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. How many people in here, show of hands, or just type in yes, want to start YouTube, but you don't have a channel just yet? Or it doesn't have to be YouTube, right? It can be anything. Like you want to start on TikTok, you want to start playing Twitch or whatever. Like if you want to do it, but you haven't uploaded your first video yet, type in yes. There's always a handful of people. Here they come. Yes, yes, yes. Baseball Love, how you doing? So Wolfulus, I can't pronounce your name, says, I was scared at first, but you get used to it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. The fat guy says, I want to be a fireman. Go be a fireman. Don't be afraid to start. Okay, yeah. So there's a handful of people in here. You're wanting to get started, but you haven't started yet. Like, here's the thing. So there's two things. There's a couple of things that can hold people back. One, it's that fear of uploading your first video. That fear might come from how people are going to react to you, right? Or people are going to think that I speak weird. Maybe they don't like my nose, my ears. Maybe I think I'm ugly. What are people going to, what if they laugh at me? What if I have trolls? What if I have haters? What if my parents find out? What if my boss finds out, or my coworkers? We build these things up in our head. And some people get caught up in the gear. Like, I don't have the right gear. I don't have the right XYZ. I don't have the right lights yet. I don't have the right microphone yet. And some people like Eric, and getting back to your question here, you might not know what niche you want to start in. Like, what do I make videos about? So I'm going to answer his question here. Then I'm going to talk a little bit more about those other two things really quick. So his question is, I'm so ready to launch a channel. Yes, you are. My dilemma is how to choose a niche. I have so many topics that I opine on my daily life. I don't know what to film about. Do I launch multiple channels and just go with which rises to the top? Okay, so this is for everyone who is struggling to find, hey, Christina, how you doing? This is for everyone, Land Shark, what's going on? This is for everyone who's struggling to find their niche. You don't know what you want to make content about, right? You have so many interests, so many things that, like, well, I love this, I love that, I love this, I love this. What do I make videos on? And there's a couple of different ways to approach this. My approach would be, make content about all of the things that you're interested in. Like, if you don't know which direction to go in all directions. Throw a bunch of stuff up, experiment, and see which one of those things get the most response, right? It's that simple. Make a bunch of different types of videos and look for patterns where you start to get, one or two videos that get more, and I don't mean like this video got 20 more views or 50 more views. I mean, like, let's say on average, your other videos get 100 views. But this one got 500, or this one got 600. Then start making more of those, because you obviously like it. It's something in your wheelhouse of things that you're interested in. So start making more of those videos and stop doing the other videos. See if you can repeat the success that you had on that one video. Like, when your channel's new, like, that's a great time to experiment, because it gets a little bit more difficult as your channel gets larger, because if you make mistakes when your channel gets larger, I mean, you can do it and you can recover, but you can disrupt some things. But when you're starting out, you don't have an audience anyway, and you have to figure out what that audience is. So throw a bunch of stuff up and see what sticks. That's one approach. The other approach is, all right, in addition to having so many things that you're interested in, and Eric, I know hey, Titastic, I know that we are probably around the same age, pretty close. You have a lifetime of experience, a lifetime. Like, your experience and the things that you know about, it's probably enormous, right? Be it whiskey or just other things that you are incredibly knowledgeable or passionate about. So the other approach could be figuring out one of those things that you're the most knowledgeable about, that you can share the most information about, then kind of focus your channel on one of those. Because there has to be something that you know the most about. If I were to say, hey, tell me one thing, what are you the best at? Eric, I'm going to ask you right now, what are you the best at? Just type it in the chat right now. Don't think about, like, I don't know. Everybody knows what they're the best at. That could be playing games. That could be just sitting on the couch, doing edibles, right? It doesn't matter. It could be that you're a problem solver. It could be that I'm great at making people laugh. Like whatever that is. Hey, Simply Inspired. You could be the best at failing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you the best at? So the other option could be make videos about that, right? What are you the best at? And then compile all of that knowledge. You have a lifetime of knowledge. Compile it all. And then start putting it together into videos. Now, Eric Carmichael, Evan, I'm going to call him Eric. Evan Carmichael. Amazing guy, amazing person. He always says what is it? I want to quote him correctly. Your purpose comes from your pain. That's another approach, right? What has been a huge pain point in your life, and how did you overcome that? Right? How did you overcome something that was majorly painful or majorly traumatic in your life? And then start making videos about those things, helping other people get through those things. Because here's the thing about YouTube. The more you help other people, the more you help solve their problems, the more you help get them through things, the more you educate them, the more you lift people up. Like that's like, you want to talk about, people say, how can I grow my channel fast? I want to grow my channel fast. Where's the button? Where's the pills? What do I got to do? Can you shout me out? I want to grow my channel fast. If you want to grow faster, solve problems, lift people up, inspire people, help them through their pain. So those are the different, hey Heidi, how you doing? Those would be the different approaches, right? You could have the throw everything on the wall, see what sticks and go hard on that, or focus on something that you're incredibly knowledgeable about, or focus on something that was a traumatic time in your life, a painful time in your life, and then start making videos to help people who are going through the same thing. So I would choose one of those and just go for it, dude. Just go for it. You're starting at zero. You have plenty of time to make mistakes. So just start making that first video. Reach out to me on Twitter, man. I'm happy to make a video, upload it unlisted, send me the link in a Twitter DM. Say, hey man, what do you think? Like I'm happy to give you honest feedback. I just want you to start uploading because the first video is the most difficult video. And those of you who are uploading, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your first video is absolutely the most difficult video because there's so many things that are going through your head, right? So many things like, God, what if nobody watches? What if they hate me? Right? And this is a funny thing. Moss on FN. Yes, that's the number that we like. Hey, Justin. When I started, right? So, and I'll just put this out here right now. Everybody has their own reasons why they didn't start when they did. And I promise you, once you do start, you're going to wish you would have started sooner. I delayed starting my channel for two reasons. One, which is kind of a minor reason. One is I didn't have my stuff together yet. Even though I like to do a lot of stuff with my phone, I wasn't happy with how things looked in the background. I wasn't happy with my lighting. I wasn't happy with my audio. And two, which is kind of connected to this, and I'll get to the point here. Two, my brother's Nick Nimmin. And Nick was he still is, absolutely crushing it on YouTube.
Super chat
for tacos. Thank you, Justin. Nick is absolutely crushing it on YouTube as a YouTube educator. I want to put this message up on the chat here. Thanks, Justin, man. I appreciate that. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me swap something out here and then come back here. Boom, there it is. My only YouTube regret was not starting sooner. Right? So my brother Nick was crushing it as a YouTube educator. So I had to come out guns a-blazing, right? I had to come out with something that looked professional, something that looked good, something that looked on par, because I didn't want to embarrass him, right? Of all the excuses in the world you can have to not start your channel, I didn't want to embarrass my brother. I didn't want people to say, hey, your stuff looks great, Nick. It sounds great, Nick. Like everything looks great with your channel, Nick, but your brother is completely dropping the ball. Why can't he take your advice? I was terrified about making him look bad. So because of that, I just kept delaying making that first video. I delayed it and I delayed it. And finally I said, man, look, it's as good as I can do. And since I uploaded that first video, I think I got a super chat come in. Walking on Water says, I'm about 6 weeks into YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. 6 or 7 videos made. I have 178 subscribers already, but I'm hard to find on YouTube. I don't know what to do. What are your thoughts? Okay. Number one, be patient. You only have 6 or 7 videos on YouTube. So the question that I would ask you would be, are those 6 or 7 videos all similar videos? Are they on a similar topic? I can see with your profile picture, you're holding fish. You're talking about walking on water. Maybe you're doing ice fishing. I'm just taking a wild guess here. I'm not looking at your channel. But first, I would make sure that all those videos are similar. 2, give it time. It can take time to get enough content out there before YouTube will start to actually rank your channel when somebody searches for your name. So give it time. Another thing that you can do, and this isn't going to like really escalate things, but it helps build a connection, is in all of your tags when you put your videos up. And by the way, I want to say your tags are not going to make or break your video, but it helps with clarity. It helps make connections between different pieces of content. Add your name. Add your name to your tags if you have any variations of your name. For me, I write D. Nimmin with a space and D. Nimmin with no space. And those are the last 2 tags that go into every single video. It just helps make a connection. I mean, YouTube knows, but I want to give YouTube as much information as I possibly can to help connect all the other videos. And other than that, you know, make 10 videos, make 15 videos, make 20 videos, make sure they're on topic, right? And then eventually what's going to happen is YouTube's going to start to say, okay, we understand what this channel is about. We understand what this content is about. And eventually you will start to surface. But 6 or 7 videos, 6 weeks in, you're just getting started. It took me, I want to say, a month and a half to 2 months before, if you search my name, D. Nimmin, before I started to rise up. Because my brother Nick, we shared the same last name, obviously, and he just buried me. Like you put in D. Nimmin, and it was like, 5 pages of Nick Nimmin. So it took me, a month and a half or 2 months before I rose up as well. It's just a matter of, getting enough content out there. So keep going, man. It'll come. Need some other super chats coming in.
Super chat.
Thank you so much, Heidi. Hey, D, wanted to pop in and say hi. Can't stay long. It's time for bed. Sweet dreams, Heidi. Thanks for coming in here and dropping a super chat. I do appreciate it. Let's see here. We have a channel member. Where did that come in?
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Nathan, welcome to the Nimminati. Keep an eye on my community feed. We will have a live stream. I was actually going to do it today. Going to do it today. Got sidetracked. So within the next couple of days, we will have a members live stream. I post all of that stuff on the community feed. And when we do that, it's a real close-knit little group. And I can dig into your channel, give you some advice, look at your videos, descriptions, thumbnails, look at all that stuff. So keep an eye out there. And thank you. And I think I may have missed a super chat. Nope, I got them all. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the question when I was talking about Nick. I was afraid of embarrassing him. So for me, and it's something that I still struggle with, isn't so much the lighting, isn't so much, I mean, you can always make it look better, isn't so much the gear. It was communicating properly. It's about how to say things correctly, how to say things in a way to keep people watching the video. So that was really difficult for me at first, and it's something that I still struggle with, being a good communicator. So it's like, you have to learn the gear, you have to learn the lighting, you have to learn how to edit, you have to learn how to do all of these things in addition to learning how to become a good communicator and hold the video to keep people watching. So that was kind of my struggle. Hey, Sammy, how you doing? And we just kind of went around and around and around on that one. All right, hold on here. I'm going to go back here. So back to you. I'm sorry, I called you Eric. G. Michael Jr., I'm sorry, man. For some reason, I thought it was Uncle Eric's whiskey studies. I was looking at something else here, so I do apologize for that. You ready to start your channel? Yeah. Just start it, dude. Start it. Pick one of those things and just go for it. Apologies for mixing up the name there. Next is Dova Cow 223. Question is, what is the best app to use for screen recording? You have an Android phone. Okay, so if you're an Android phone, you need to screen record. I'm going to go with either Mobizen or AZ Recorder. Those are the two. My Samsung S9 right here. I've got Mobizen and I've got AZ Recorder, and I have them both for a specific reason. Because every now and then I'll come across an app. One of those apps is called VN or Vlog Now. It's a video editing app. Mobizen on this device will not allow me to screen capture on that on VN up to a certain point. It just crashes it. But AZ Recorder will. I don't know why. So I have them both and I use them when I need to use them. Let's see here. Next question. G. Michael Jr., yes. I was, you know me, man. I'm all over the place. I am all over the place. But, just, McMahon, the hardest thing to do is just make that first one and upload it. Hold on, guys. I need to tap on this because it looks, nope, I am in focus. Second time I'm using this camera here, so I'm a little bit all over the place. All right. For those of you who are just joining us, I have a link down in the description below. If you have a question, head down there and ask your question.
Super chat.
Because guaranteed to see your question down there, not guaranteed to see it in the chat. And I want to make sure I help everybody out as much as possible during this live stream. Andrew says, thanks for the great content. Let me pull you up on the screen here. I'm going back. I need multiple monitors is what I need. Thanks for the great content, great community you have created. Here's a small token of my appreciation. Glad to support. Can't wait for the podcast. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Mr. Gina, how you doing? Heidi, have a good night. All right, next question. Lil Gucci 2K with an iPhone says, I was wondering, how can I get more people to see my channel? What are some ways that I can get that to happen? How can you get more people to see your channel? I am not going to pull you up, but I am going to quickly just look at your channel. So, can't be stopped. Okay, so you are 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago. Okay, first and foremost, you need to upload more. It looks like you're uploading maybe once a month, once every 2 months, here and there. Like you don't have a lot of content. So I would say keep uploading more, and I would focus more on your titles. Your titles aren't really compelling, and they're not really ranked. They're not really set up for search either. So what I would recommend is go subscribe to somebody like Brian G. Johnson, and go watch everything he has to say about learning how to craft a good title. So that's what I've got for you. All right. Let's see. Next question from Cybrid Gaming. How do I get ideas? How do I get ideas? I'm guessing you mean how you get ideas for video content. Okay. I'm going to show you just the easiest way possible to get ideas here. So hold on here. I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to show you a great way to get ideas. Give me 1 second. We're going to go to a music. Make sure how it's sharing here. Okay, so, oopsie, wrong one. If I'm going to try to get video ideas, there's a couple of different ways to do them. But one of the easiest ways is to go to YouTube itself, go up here to the search bar. By the way, this works for Google as well. And start typing in keyword phrases that are relevant to your niche, right? Keyword phrases that are relevant to
Super chat.
Sammy, with you 1 second. Keyword phrases that are relevant to the type of content that you're making. So let's say I want to make content about iPhone video editing apps. So I might come here and say iPhone video editing. And you see this huge drop down. iPhone video editing app, iPhone video editing, iPhone video app free, iPhone video editing apps no watermark, iPhone video editing app TikTok, iPhone video editing app tutorial, software effects, Android, TikTok, on and on and on. As you change these, so does the description. So iPhone or edit, how to edit on Video Star, how to edit on iMovie, how to edit on Alight Motion, right? Just keep putting in different phrases and rearrange your phrases, and you're going to get different suggestions. These suggestions, people are searching for those. So like these are titles, right? These are titles, and these are things that people are actually searching for. So make your content something that people are searching for. People say, hey, nobody's finding my content. Well, it could be because you're not titling your videos or making content that people aren't actually looking for. So if you tweak it a little bit and you're making videos that people are actually searching for, and then it helps them find you. So that's what I got for you. It's showing a video of Prometheus. Yeah, okay, guys. Yeah, but didn't you see the drop down? Didn't you see the drop down suggestion? Okay, hold on. How did that happen? All right, so look, if I go here again, share my screen, Chrome tab, we're going to go to the Prometheus page, and I see Prometheus. Okay, you see Prometheus. Don't look at Prometheus. What you want to do is look at this drop-down menu. Do you see the drop-down menu? Interesting. You don't see the drop-down menu. How weird is that? Let me remove this. Okay, let me do this. Let me refresh. That could be the reason why. Okay, so now we're on my screen. Hold on here. How weird. How to edit. Is that showing up? Okay, I've got a technical difficulty. For some reason, the browser is not actually capturing correctly. So anyway, here's what you do. Sorry about that, guys. I wasn't paying attention to the chat. Go to YouTube, go to the search bar, and just start typing in keyword phrases that are relevant to the type of content that you're making. It's going to give you a huge drop-down list. As you reorder what you're searching for, that list is going to change. Those are video ideas. Those are titled in a way that people are actually searching for them. That's how people are looking for content. That's where YouTube is getting those ideas, right? So that's a fantastic way to get ideas. Another way to get ideas is find channels that are like yours, but are huge, that are really big channels. They're successful. They have a lot of comments under their videos. Go through their comments and start reading through their comments and see what their community has to say. Hey, it'd be great if you made a video about this, or it'd be great if you made a video about that. That's another way. The third way is to go to those same channels to sort their videos, right? If you go to their videos tab, you can sort the videos by newest, oldest, or most popular. Sort them by most popular and look for videos that are showing up there. Those can give you video ideas, because if it worked for them, as long as it's not time related, right? It's not time sensitive. If it's not dated, those videos might work for you as well. So those are 3 ways that you can get video ideas. That's not the only way to get video ideas. There's websites that you can use. Google Trends is a great one. So once you find a couple of video ideas, you can take them over to Google Trends and start comparing words to see which one of those words are actually starting to trend up. You can compare games that way. Like, well, hey, what game should I play? Go in and compare those 2 games on Google Trends. See which one's moving up and which one's moving down. Google Trends is amazing. Next question. And by the way, Cyber Gaming, since you are a gamer, yeah, I would do the same thing as a gamer, but I would add something else. I would approach this as a gamer, and this is the same advice I give all gamers. Like, you need to be a great gamer, like competitive level gaming, or be very charismatic or entertaining or inspirational, or teach people how to play the game. So if you wanted to go the route to teach people how to play the game, like if I started a gaming channel, first of all, I suck at gaming, so I'm not the great gamer. Personality is okay, but that's probably not enough to actually carry the channel. I would probably go for the teach people how to play the game route. I would build my community there first, right? Teach people how to play the game starting at 0. You just bought the game. How do you get started, right? Make a video teaching people how to get started. Here's step 1. Here's step 2. Here's step 3. Walk those beginners into the game. Teach them the characters. Teach them the maps. Teach them everything about that game. Then once you start to foster up a community there, then you can do live streams. You can hang out with your community. Then you can play your game. But if you're just starting out, like, hey, just watch me play the game, you're going to struggle to grow. Build your community first. I would go at it with helping people play the game. Then do your live streams, do your hangouts, and then excuse me, get them to hang out with you during your live stream. Then you can play, and then play with them. Man, my voice is scratchy. Next question. Did I answer this already? Okay, okay. This one's also from Cyber Gaming, who says, how much money should I put in a game I play? Okay, I can't answer that for you because I don't know how much money you make. I don't know how much money you're budgeting. But I would say this, because games can get expensive. I know that stuff can add up really fast. If you are comfortable and it fits within your budget and it's not making you like, man, I'm really putting myself out by spending money. Like a friend of mine, he plays the Marvel game. I don't know the name of it, but it's the Marvel game. And I know you can get, like, you can buy the gems or the crystals or something like that. He was telling me about some people will spend thousands of dollars on those things to try to get the new characters. And I might be saying that wrong with that game, but people are spending thousands of dollars. And he's like, I'm not going to spend the money. I'm not going to compete with them. But because they are spending the money, they're getting the views, right? They're getting the people coming over. So I would say never spend more than you're comfortable spending. And I would also make sure that everything else on your channel is up to par. Like, you want to make sure that your channel is completely optimized. A to Z, everything is right in place. And I would, even if it's only selling merch, I would come up with something where you could try to make a little money or find a way to get your community to support you a little bit, because you don't want money just going out. If money is only going out, you're probably going to regret that. So that's how I would approach it. But again, if you've got an unlimited budget, then, spend whatever you're comfortable spending. But I just wouldn't go all in unless your channel is set up in a way where you can capitalize on that, right? Like, a lot of people wish for a viral video. How many people would... Zach? Yeah, absolutely. A to Z. For you non-Americans, A to Z. That's so funny. You know what? I've lived outside of the United States. Like, I've legit been gone outside of the United States for 20 years, maybe a little bit longer than 20 years. Prior to that, I spent probably another 5 or 6 or 7 years, half of the time out of the United States. So it's fair to say the last 25 years of my life, I've spent the majority of it outside the United States, but I still say Z. The entire rest of the world, almost everybody says Z, but it's just ingrained into me. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, back to traveling man. Yeah, Mgart, have a good one. Did I miss a super chat? Okay, hey, thank you. I'm going backwards here. Yeah, I'm not, when I'm asserting my dominance and I'm making this eye contact here, I can't see the chat. Studio Geek.
Super chat.
Sorry about that, my man. When is my next video? I've been saying for 2 weeks, it's going to be this coming week. I have some shot. I've got a lot going on right now. I'm kind of stranded in Mexico. There's a lot happening with where we're staying and internet on and off. Soon, maybe this coming week. I've got some shot. I've got some mostly edited. I've just got to get back and do it, but it's coming soon. And do we have another channel member? Hold on, did I miss one? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get through the chat here. Oh, we did.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Theater Maker IE. Welcome to the Niminati. Keep an eye on my community feed. That's where I will announce any community live streams, member-only live streams. That's where I can dig into your channel, give you some advice, watch your videos, give you some tips on making your videos, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much. I've been waiting for 2 months. Yeah. Here's the thing. I needed to take a break. I needed to take a break from uploading. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and I don't know, didn't feel right. Hasn't felt right. I've had a lot of, and I think a lot of people can probably relate to this. It's just these are weird times that we're in right now. It's just been a lot of stress that's come and gone. Some of you know I'm stranded in another country. I can't get home. There's stress that comes along with that. And so I don't know, it hasn't felt right. So I did shoot some, got most of them edited. I just got to go through and just kind of get back up on the horse and start uploading again. But it's coming. Life gets in the way sometimes. And it definitely did. Nathan says that sometimes life just gets in the way. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just life gets in the way. This is actually the longest break that I've ever taken. But it was just, and another thing, I'll say this. Another thing is I've been rethinking what I've wanted to do on my channel, like during this downtime. And also I haven't been unproductive. I've been working on some digital products, some things that I'm going to start selling, Lightroom presets, some themes for live streaming. So I've been very productive. I just haven't been uploading YouTube videos. I've been rethinking what I want to do with the channel. I've been getting set up to do the podcast with Nick, set up to do my own podcast. So the wheels have been spinning. Things have been happening. It's just not visibly on YouTube. So, but it's coming, Sammy. I promise. I'm only human. All right. Next question from Lop, who says, hey, and I have a question. Well, hey, right back. When I see in YouTube original channel, they have added a series playlist, and I also enabled that series playlist, but I don't see the options compared to YouTube originals playlist. Can you please say how to create a playlist like this? Okay, let me give this a quick look because I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you can create that playlist as well. It's just how you're actually viewing the playlist. Let me give me 1 second, everybody. I'm going to. So the first thing you need to do is you actually need to create your playlist. So let me click on this here. Hold on. Let me share my screen now, and hopefully the screen share will actually work. Chrome tab. How to make sure this is showing this time. Okay, so yeah, I have the same playlist. Everybody actually has the same type of playlist here. And where did it go? And there it is, right? So you have the same type of playlist. What you want to do is create a playlist, right? Create your own playlist, and all your playlists are going to show up on your playlist page. Categorize your playlists so they're relevant with each other, right? The idea is to make people binge watch your content. They watch one video, it makes sense for them to watch the next video. It makes sense for them to watch the next video. I'm not going to go into how to actually put that together, but once you're actually in your playlist, just tap on one of the playlists, and you're going to see that the playlists are showing up down here on the right-hand side. What you want, and that's over here, what you want to do is just tap on the title. Let me underline, just go here and just tap on that title. And it's going to show up exactly how you were asking me to set that up. And then here's where you actually can come in and you can change your playlist title and add your playlist description. Now, let me say this. Every single person who has a playlist, you need to make sure that you have a playlist title. Playlist title and playlist description. And when you're putting your title and description together, approach it just like you would a video, right? Because playlists can rank inside of YouTube. Playlists can show up when people are searching on YouTube. So what you want to do is craft your playlist title in a way that people might be able to look for that, right? Because somebody might ask Android, what are some Android apps or tips and tricks? People actually search for that. So that was the name of this title. And then I'll go in and I'll write a description that says something about my title, right? Awesome Android apps that can help you be a better creator, YouTuber, or just simplify your life, right? Because those things actually rank. So make sure you have a title, a good title. Like if I just put like Android, no. But be very specific. You can actually make an entire search phrase and use that as your playlist title and then write your description. Another thing you can do is you can reorder see these little, I don't know what you call these little things right there, but you can grab them and you can move them. So what I recommend doing, let me go back here. What I recommend doing is if you're putting a playlist together that doesn't have to be sequential, but it makes sense, right? You can watch them one after another, but they don't necessarily have to watch part one, is you can rank them, you can move them based on the most watch time, right? Like my first video, that one gets the most watch time. So people are probably going to watch that the most, which means that they might actually get to that second video. Whereas if you put a video first that's got terrible watch time and you find that people are leaving, like, wow, man, most people are leaving early on in this video for some reason. If you put that video first, you're tripping up your entire playlist. So order them in a way with videos that are successful instead of putting less successful videos up front, because then there's at least a lesser chance that they're actually going to get to those other videos. So how you organize things can actually make a difference in terms of how people consume your playlist. So that's something to be mindful of as you are putting your playlist together. Clash Kings Arena, how you doing? This is great advice. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't put enough time into their playlist. My shoe fell off. They just put their playlist together and they think that's it. But if you organize your videos in your playlist in a way to where people, nobody's going to make it through all the playlists, right? Unless you're just incredible at what you do. They can probably go through a Peter McKinnon playlist. But for me, I want to front load my playlists. Unless it has to be in order, right? If it's like, hey, this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3. If that's the case, I will put them in order. But if that's not the case, then I usually load them up by watch time. I've been de-shoed. Correct. I have been de-shoed. Okay, for those of you who are just joining us, there's a link down in the description that's going to allow you to open a questionnaire form. Drop your question down there. And I'm going to close this thing down pretty soon. I'm going to just take a couple more questions in there because it's piled up. All right, Lop, what is the question here? Okay, yeah, so we walked you through how to do the playlist there. That was kind of the crash course on playlists, but you got it. Okay, Thyroid Gaming again, who says, how do I use TubeBuddy to the fullest? To use TubeBuddy to the absolute fullest, you want a computer. Get a laptop computer. Get an inexpensive laptop computer and install TubeBuddy there and use the desktop version and get the Legend version, even if it means you only do it for a month. Because what the Legend package can do is it can allow you to A/B test your thumbnails. When you A/B test your thumbnails, it lets you know which one performs better than the other. It's like, hey, this one got more clicks. So you definitely want to use that thumbnail, right? Sometimes just a small tweak, changing the colors, enlarging a face, changing a font. Sometimes little things can make a huge difference on making people click. So that would be getting the most out of TubeBuddy. Now, I don't know the size of your channel, but if you are a new creator, I believe if you have under 1,000 subscribers, I don't know if they'll do this for the Legend account, but I know for their other starter packages, they'll give you discounts. So if you have under 1,000 subscribers, go over to the TubeBuddy channel. They have an awesome forum over there. The forum, become part of their community, get to know everybody over there, and then say, hey, I've got under 1,000 subscribers. How can I make the most out of TubeBuddy? They're incredibly supportive of creators and the community in general. But to get the most out of it, currently you want a computer, even if it's a laptop that's not very powerful. Like, that's the best way. The app is okay, right? The app is definitely limited. We're going to call for like it is. The app is limited. However, I will say this. I've seen some of the updates that are coming. Big stuff is happening. Big stuff is happening. So if you have the app, or if you had the app, you're going to know when it's available, because there's going to be a rush of videos on my channel about all the cool, amazing things that you're going to be able to do with TubeBuddy here in the near future. Let me hop over, make sure I didn't miss anything. Jericho asking the questions here. Let me pull this up on screen. Hold on. This is great. The important questions. Why are you bald? Jericho Akaba. And it looks like you were about, what are you, about 12? I'm not bald. I'm follically challenged. So, and yeah, I hope life treats you well, my friend. I hope you grow up with a nice, thick head of hair. Oh man, that's so good. I love it. Truth be told, women. That's why I'm bald, and you'll learn about that later. All right, next question is from SMA, who says, when did you start your channel? I started my channel. I can tell you when I started my channel. I started my channel on, see if I go to my videos tab and I sort my videos by oldest. My first video was uploaded 2 years ago on April 7th. April 7th, 2018. April 7th, 2018. That was my first video. That video has 91,000 views on it. That was my first video. Man, it's going way back. going way back. I'm bald due to women. Yeah, but I'll tell you this, though. I'm not going to lie. I joke and I say women, but the truth is, like, it's all my fault. Like, it's 100% my fault. It's easy to joke and say that, but it's all on me. 100% on me. All right, next question. John JB says, what is a good advertisement length for a sponsor not to drive away viewers? Okay, so that's a great question. If you are working with brands and you are doing integrations where they are putting commercials basically in your video, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can front load that to where, the first 20 seconds, the first 30 seconds of your video is their ad, right? And by ad, it could also be you explaining what it is. I don't mean it's their actual commercial that they make. I mean, it could be, or it could be, however you're presenting the product as well. So you could front load that the first 20 or 30 seconds. I wouldn't go any more than that. And then I would test that out and see how your audience responds to it. If you look at your audience retention report and that first 20 seconds is just, it's a cliff, then move it back a little bit further, right? Move it back, engage people, bring them in, and then show it a little bit later. So you're going to have to play with it and figure out where to put it to where your audience doesn't leave. What's probably going to happen if you work with a brand too much is a lot of times people will just start skipping over them. But the length, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, I'm not going to do more than that on my channel for an integrated spot because that's not why people are there. I appreciate the sponsorships. I appreciate working with the brands, but at the same time, I have to appreciate my audience more. So, 30 seconds probably max. That's what I do. And again, it's something you're going to have to test to see what works for your community. What works for me might not work for you. You might find that 15 seconds is all your community will, or all your viewers will tolerate. You're going to have to experiment and see. Or they might watch longer. Wolfulus says, I'm getting decent views, but I'm struggling to get subscribers. What should I do? Couple things you can do to get subscribers. And let me put this back. A couple things you can do to get subscribers. By the way, guys, if you're not following me on Twitter, please head over there and follow me on Twitter. If we're not doing there, I'm the most active on Twitter. Like that's my place. I open Twitter every day. I don't always open up Instagram. I don't always open up Facebook. I don't always open up LinkedIn. I don't always check my email, but I'm on Twitter every single day. So that's a great place to connect. In terms of things that you can do to drive people to subscribe to your channel, first and foremost, it goes right back to content. If you make content that people really like, they're going to subscribe. Now, that said, sometimes you got to give them a little nudge. You got to give them a little push. You have to remind them sometimes because people are busy. They get caught up in what's going on. A couple things you can do. In the video, while you're talking about stuff, remind them to subscribe. But don't just throw it out there and say, hey, subscribe to my channel, right? I could have just said, hey, follow me on Twitter. Okay. But what I did was I said, follow me on Twitter because I'm the most active over there, right? I'll let you know, if you want to get a hold of me, this is your best place to get a hold of me is Twitter. So something that you might want to do is tell people why they should subscribe to your channel, right? And don't beat them over the head with it. Just while you're going about your thing, you can I'm going to use my channel, for example. One thing that I like to say is, and sometimes I craft it based on what I'm doing. Let's say if I'm doing a video showing people how to live stream with their phone. So I might put something before my call to action, before I ask them to subscribe. I might say, if you want to see more videos teaching you how to become a mobile live streamer, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads where I teach you how to become a better live streamer with your phone. What I did was I gave them a reason to subscribe to the channel. I let them know what they're going to get more of if they subscribe to my channel. So that's one way you could do it. Front load that. By that meaning put it earlier in your video because people are generally going to start to leave your video the longer the video goes. So if you put that early on, more people are going to see that. If you're not comfortable doing that, put a little lower third on there, a little graphic that pops up, says, hey, remember to subscribe, or however you want to do that. So it's a couple of different ways to do it. But at the end of the day, if they love your content, they're going to subscribe. But a little nudge doesn't hurt, though. Let's see. Going through the chat here. 1 second. Twitter. Yep. Thank you, Sweeney Dunstan. And Doug says, I can confirm. Are you confirming that I'm not active everywhere else? Yeah. Twitter's my place, man. Maybe because I'm old. I don't know. Maybe because I'm old. I feel like when I'm constantly trying to stay on top of every app, every social media platform, I'm trying to follow these DMs and those DMs. And by the way, you should see my DMs. Like, thankfully, Instagram will filter DMs. Thankfully, Twitter filters DMs. Thankfully, Facebook filters DMs. Because if I open that up right now, there's thousands of DMs that have been filtered. Some of them get through that have been filtered, where it's like, can you review my channel? Can you give me a phone? Can you please shout me out? Like, just thousands of them. And I don't like looking at that. So I minimize the time that I spend on some of these platforms and ways to communicate. But Twitter, man, I'm on there usually a couple times a day. Next question comes from my Android FHD, who says, I've been working on this channel from the last 2 to 3 years and I'm close to 100,000 subscribers. That's what I'm talking about, man. Congratulations. But I feel like I'm not getting a proper boost and my fellow YouTubers have gone way ahead compared to me. Give some useful tips so that I can get more views and subs. Okay, here's the thing. First thing you need to do is don't compare your channel with other people's channels, because you've been doing this long, and I'm looking at your channel. You've got 99,000 views right now. I am going to pull you up, so give me 1 second here. Let me share my screen. So you've got 99,000 views. That's no easy task. I know that. But you know by now that sometimes one video can pop, right? You can have one video that pops. It could be your next video. It could be a video from 2 months ago that YouTube's like, hey, we're going to give this one some love, right? One video can change the trajectory of your channel like that. You know that by now. So you can't look at other channels, even though they might be the exact same type of channel. You can't even compare yourself, because they may have had, they might be getting better audience retention, they might be getting more watch time than you. Their thumbnails might have a higher click-through rate than yours. They might have uploaded a particular video at the right time with the right thumbnail, and that one video just pushed them and just exploded their channel. There's so many variables here, so you can't compare yourself to other channels, even if their channel's exactly like yours, because video to video, you can't compare it. You can't compare it. Look, man, you're getting views, right? 11,000 views, 23 hours. Do you know what I would do for 11,000 views in 23 hours? Like, this is the one cool thing about tech channels, is you guys can pile on the views really fast. Just a quick glance here. Hold on. So you're getting the views, so you're nailing something. Let me see here. Mr. Android, go through your videos. Yeah, congratulations on your views, man. You're getting some great views. Install 2 fonts. If you really want to push ahead, okay, so your channel looks fantastic. Your thumbnails look good. I don't know what your click-through rate is, but by now, if your click-through rate is good, then keep going with that. Your titles are good. Your view count's just jamming. I do want to look at something here. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 things that you can do. I'm going to make sure my screen share is actually working here. And I'm going to take off my frame. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is just a super, super simple thing. I want you to go through all of your videos for like the past 90 days. Or do you know what? Go through all the ones that are still getting views over the past 90 days. You pinned your comment here, right? You pinned your comment, which is great. And I'm actually, I'm going to double check on another video to make sure that you're not doing it. Hold on. I'm just going to randomly grab one here. This one. Scrolling down. Okay. So you're pinning your comments. That's great, but you're missing out on a huge opportunity. You can link out to your own videos. You can link out to playlists, right? So you use your pinned comment. This is prime real estate, and you don't know how much traffic you've missed out on. 99,000 subscribers, the view count that you're getting, and you're not taking advantage of your pinned comment, you've missed out. You hugely missed out. So use this. Go look at my channel. Don't look at my live streams, but go look at my actual videos, even if it's got a 2,000 views on it. Go look at what I do with my pinned comment. I always link out to a relevant video, right? I put some text in there to give them some context to what the link actually is, and then I drive them to another video or 2 videos, or sometimes I link out to a playlist of relevant content. The trick is to make it relevant. So this is the OnePlus Nord retail unit boxing and overview. Now, I don't know if you've made previous videos on Nord, but this would have been a great video because people are coming here looking for information on the OnePlus Nord. So this is a great spot to link out to another video talking about the OnePlus Nord. And then every single video talking about the OnePlus Nord should have links out to other videos about the OnePlus Nord. You follow me? You want to make sure that these are relevant. Now, I'm not going to watch the video here, so hopefully you're taking advantage of cards. Hopefully you're doing end screens. I'm guessing that you are. But all of your videos for the past 90 days, anything that's still getting views, if it's a year old and it's still getting views, I would go through your YouTube analytics, say, okay, what's still getting views? Go through, redo all of your pinned comments. So every single pinned comment links out to a relevant video. It takes time. It's boring. But when you do this channel wide with the kind of views that you're getting, you're going to see some lifts as time goes on. Just make sure it's relevant. The next thing that I would say is go look at go into YouTube Studio, sort your videos to figure out which videos are performing the best over the past 90 days, right? The videos that are performing the most over the past 90 days, make more videos like that because that's what's happening right now on your channel. Like that sort of thing is popping right now on your channel. That's what you need to be making more of. Make more of the videos that are doing the best over the past 90 days. Even if that means you don't chase the latest thing, focus more of what's actually working in the past 90 days and take advantage of that pinned comment. So that's what I've got for you. At your size, at the type of views that you're getting, small tweaks on your channel, I think could go a huge way. And you probably are taking advantage of cards. You probably are doing the end screens. But with the cards and with the end screens, make sure that those are also relevant. You want to give people a reason to click on and go watch the next one. And there is one more thing that I'm going to mention. Go back on some of your older videos, right? Some older videos that are still getting some views, and look at your audience retention report. And when you notice, I'm not talking about that beginning drop where people first come on, but if you find that you have a drop off, like a sizable drop off, somewhere else that's not that first few seconds, move one of your cards, like drop a card just a couple seconds before that drop off. Because what that says is a lot of people are leaving at that particular point. Put a card there to a popular video, put a card there to a relevant video, and try to get those people, instead of just clicking off the channel, try to get them to watch one more of your video before they leave. So you can do that with older videos. So that's what I've got for you. Small tweaks on a channel your size can make a huge difference. Hope that was helpful. Even if you're still in here. Shelly Saves the Day, welcome. How you doing? Shelly did like a marathon, hey Novo Ants, a marathon 3 hour, I think, 3 hour channel view audit thing, channel views for 3 hours. Man, putting in the work. All right, next question. Where is it at? Next question. Alpha Trickster says, what tips do you have for gaining views and subscribers? Yeah, I've already went over that a bunch. It comes down to, man, you have to make videos that people respond to. If you're making content and people are not responding, you have to swallow that hard pill and think, okay, people are not responding. Is it because my thumbnails aren't getting clicked? Is it because I'm choosing the wrong titles? Is it because of the beginning? Is my hook bad when the video starts? How's my presentation? How do I communicate on camera? Is my audio too loud? Is it distorting? Is it too low? Is there too much distraction going on? Do I waste too much time getting into the video? Do you start your video with an intro and people are leaving? Right? There's a lot of variables here. So, if people are not responding to your content, you need to dig into your analytics, look at your audience retention report and say, when are people leaving? And then figure out why people are leaving and then start to correct those things. It's something every single creator on the platform has to go through. I'm constantly looking at that. And it never gets better. Like you never are able to sit back and say, nailed it, right? Like, okay, I got it. Like every video, I got it. I know the formula. You get a rough idea of the formula, But you can always say the wrong thing. Say the wrong thing at the wrong time. Show something for too long, people lose interest. So, and of course, you want to make sure that your titles are either compelling titles or they're titles that can rank for search. By that, I mean, they're written in a way that it's actually how people search for things. My channel is completely built for search. You can go look, not my live streams, but look at my actual videos. Look at how I craft the titles. So that's actually how people are searching for those things. So I write titles for those things. Next question. Mason FN with a 0. Mas 0. And man, I can't pronounce your name. This is a difficult name. I used to be able to live stream on my channel and I have a bunch of people watching, but now it says I violated community guidelines, but I post content with no foul language and friendly to my viewers. Okay, so if you violated a community guideline, you need to reach out to Team YouTube at Team YouTube over on Twitter and say, hey, can you guys check my channel out? Because the AI may have flagged something that's incorrect. Things that can get you in trouble. Did you have a TV on in the background? Were you trying to drive people off platform? For example, say you're live on YouTube, but you're trying to drive people over to your Twitch channel, right? Like the whole purpose of your YouTube live is to drive people to another platform. You can get nailed for that. So I reach out to them. Like if you don't know what it is, and that's YouTube, unfortunately, does not give us a lot of information sometimes. So I'd reach out to Team YouTube. You're probably going to get an automated bot response. Hey, thanks for reaching out. Restart your computer 3 times. Clear your cache. But stay on top of them and see if you can get a human being to actually go through and look at your channel and tell you what the problem is. But if you get a community guideline strike, it's going to be for 90 days, I believe. Or no, did they change it? Shelly, did they change that? Is it still 90 days for the first community guideline strike, or is it 30? I don't know. Thankfully, I haven't had one. Trying to one day get on your list. Man, we took a break on channel reviews. That stuff channel reviews can beat you down. All right. Next question comes from the originals. It says, okay, can you give me an iPhone 6? I'm dropping. Yeah. I'm not giving away phones today, my man. Next question, Extreme Papercraft. Actually, you know what? I should give this away, an iPhone 8, but you asked for a 7 and a 6. So, how to get views and subscribers. Okay, same thing. I already covered that one. You got to focus on your content. You got to focus on reverse engineer all of this instead of thinking about, and I know this kind of goes against what people say in terms of getting started, right? Like, hey, make content you're passionate about. And that's true, but also think about it from the viewer's perspective, because that's what YouTube is all about, right? YouTube is trying to find videos for the viewers. So the trick is say, okay, well, this is a content that I want to make, but how do I make the video to where it's appealing to the viewer who wants to see the same type of content? It's no easy task to figure that out, but that's what you have to do. You have to make videos for the viewer while at the same time scratching your own itch so that you don't get burned out, right? So that you're fulfilled at the same time. So I already covered out, lots of different ways to do this. No one's watching. Are you a gamer? No, you're tech related. Okay, well, I can tell you right here. Are you a gaming channel? No, you're tech related. Your video editing, your photo editing, videography, photography, jack of all trades. That is fine. If you're just starting out, you're throwing a bunch of stuff on the wall, you're seeing what sticks. I would say if one of those things it starts to get attention more than the other, then focus on that instead of continuing to do all of those different things so you don't segment your audience. Another thing is just keep going. And I'm just on a whim, I'm going to look here at your channel and I'm going to take a guess that you haven't been going for too long. Yeah, you've been going for 2 months. That's usually the thing. It's like, hey, no one's watching. How do I get seen? You've been going for 2 months. You've got like 10 videos. Just keep going. Go make 50 videos, make 75 videos, make 100 videos. You'll figure out what works, what doesn't work. You have to give it time. You have to understand that all of this takes time. Some people get lucky. Some people make videos and it's just they're off and running, I can never remember her name, but the van girl with the white snake, right? First video, 1 million+ views, 1 million subscribers, first video. Everybody else is in the trenches and it can take a while. Next question from Studio Geek. I know this is not a mobile question, but what are your Rodecaster Pro settings? Your SM58 is sounding great. Sammy, thank you, my man. I know you have a fantastic ear for this sort of thing because I know you live in a studio. I'm happy to take some pictures. If you want to send me a DM on Twitter, I'm happy to take some pictures of my settings. The most important thing is when you have the Rode Procaster, and when you have the Rode Procaster, they have it kind of does everything on its own, right? It's amazing. It just kind of runs itself. But there are some adjustments. You can adjust the noise gate. You can adjust the compression. You can adjust the high pass filter. I'm happy to take screenshots of that stuff and send it to you, but reach out to me on Twitter because it's not something I can verbally walk through here. But I will say this, if anybody's on the fence and you're thinking about getting a Rodecaster, I always call it the Procaster, the Rodecaster. If you're thinking about it, and you're live streaming a lot, or you want to record a podcast, wow. Like this thing it's amazing. It's truly amazing. Like the funny thing is they give you, like you don't have an instruction booklet. Almost every piece of gear that you have, you open up, they bring you a book. It's like tons of pages. Rode, you know what? I have to show you this. No, you know what? Actually, I can't reach it right now. So they give you cue cards. Oh, there we go again, part 2. They give you these huge cue cards, these cardboard cue cards. I think it's like 4 or 5 different cue cards. They're bigger than the Rode itself. And it's just kind of like a huge cue card, how to use it. And but you don't even need them. Like you can legit just pull it out of the box. Like, okay, easily they've got everything laid out to where like, okay, well, here's an icon for a microphone. It goes here. Here's the icon for my headphones. It goes here. Here's this. It's so easy. You don't even need to read the instructions. The only thing you need to do is tune the audio with the settings to make sure, the high pass filter, the compression, and that sort of thing is put in there. I'm sure that repeating the same thing over and over gets old. Brother, it does. It does. Hold on. And one of the cool thing is nicknaming your brother. He's my son. Nick's actually my son. One of the cool things, hey, Simply Beth, one of the cool things about this, it's so easy to, it has, man, I wish I would have set this up to where I could use this as a cam to actually show you. Maybe I'll do that next week. But it's got the audio sliders. You can control your audio sound, and it has it has pads, so you can pre-program it for
Super Chat. Welcome to the Niminati.
So you have a sound bank in addition to 4 channels for microphones, and you can Bluetooth or use a cable to connect your phone or your iPad or your tablet, so you could run music off of it as well. You can have an additional sound bank. That's amazing. Play music, whatever you want to do, fade it in and out. Yeah, this thing's awesome. So if you're on the fence thinking about getting one of these for live streaming, for podcasting, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Rode did not pay me to say that. I paid for this. I paid way too much for this because I had to pay for import tax into Mexico, and it was like $165 extra to pay for this thing. So yeah, I wish Rode would have sent me one. They did send me this. Rode was kind enough to send me not the stand, but a microphone, and it's a pretty good microphone. But I paid for the Rodecaster. All right. Next question is, did I get that one, Sammy? Yep. By the way, I appreciate that, Sammy. I'm glad it sounds good to your ears. The funny thing about this microphone, so this is the SM58. This is not the standard microphone that you see people podcasting with. Everybody's got the SM7B, or they have a Procaster, or they have the Pod mic, or they have the Heal P40. They've got the cool looking mics, and they're expensive, right? The Pod mic, I think, is $100, but the Procaster SM7B is like $300 and something, $400. This thing's like $100, $90, $100. This thing's been around, I think, since like the 50s or 60s or 70s or something like that. They've got videos of these getting like a car will run these things over and they're fine. This is what vocal singers use all over the world. So when you go watch a band perform live, the singers are singing into these, but it has the same, how can I say it? So the Rode SM7B, which is the radio mic, the podcasting mic, $300-$400 microphone. The capsule inside is similar to this. That's why it kind of has a similar sound, especially after you EQ it. It's like a $90, $100 microphone. Sounds pretty good. I happen to have that mic too. It's an institution. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, anybody who's a musician or they have a studio or they're live music, like they've got this microphone. The trick is how you EQ it. And it's actually similar to the SM7B. The difference is, so the SM7B has a huge, more or less, it's like a huge pop filter on the end of it made out of metal. And it gives you distance between the actual microphone itself and your mouth. So if you go for the proximity effect and you can't get too close to it, but it gives it that sound. Theoretically, I saw a video where somebody took this microphone and they EQ'd it, and they showed the difference in the EQ. They EQ'd it to be almost exactly like the SM7B. You like close your eyes, you couldn't tell the difference. It doesn't require phantom power. No, but I will say this. I did order, it should be here this week, I ordered a FET head for it, which is like a cloud lifter, because I do have to turn it up. It doesn't require it, but I'm going to try to boost this. It does. I've got to crank this up. So this is turned up about 85% right now on the Rodecaster. I would like to be able to pull that down. So I did order a FET head, which plugs right into the bottom, which gives me, I think it's like 25 dB of gain. So it was cheap. So I'm going to test it to see if it works. As long as it keeps everything quiet, then I can pull the volume back. All right. Next question here is from Kagan R3X. You are a gaming channel. I'm doing everything right. Oh, am I doing everything right? What do I need to fix? Well, you're probably not doing everything right if you had to ask. And I'm not pulling the channel up, but I'll just give you one piece of advice right now. You have 3 videos, and you uploaded one a week ago, one 3 weeks ago, and one 1 year ago. So the first thing I would tell you is you need to upload consistently. So that's what you need to do. Second thing I would tell you to do, because two tips, because that's what you're getting today. Go through the YouTube Creator Academy. YouTube Creator Academy. Google it. It's a free course created by Google. It doesn't cost you anything. It teaches you how to YouTube. It's the instruction manual for YouTube. So go through that. And upload, man. You're a gamer. Play the game. Next question. Extreme Papercraft. How do you get views and subscribers? Nope, we're not doing that one again. Next question from Leroy Garcia. Says, are there any free apps that make intros for a video? I know you already did a video about this, but could you tell me, is there a free one that lets you do free intros? Okay, in terms of free intro makers, not really. Not really a quality one. However, good news is, whatever video editing app you have, it's also an intro maker. Here's what you do. You bring your logo in. You bring some backgrounds in. You build up some layers, and you animate those things using the animation filters or the animation features inside of your video editing app. So let's say you're using KineMaster or PowerDirector or even VideoLeap. You can bring in the different layers. Well, here's my logo. Here's my name. Here's a cool background. You can get backgrounds for free. You can go find those on YouTube. You can go to Unsplash and find different things. You can buy them. So you get your background, you get your logo, and animate those things in and out. So here's my cool background, and I'm going to animate my logo to come in. I'm going to animate it to go out. And you can use sound effects from the YouTube audio library, and you can add cool sound effects. You can add a cool background track to it. Yeah, you can do that for free. So there isn't a good free intro maker app, but you can make it on your favorite video editing app. Or you can go to something like panzoid.com And Panzoid, everybody kind of uses those templates, kind of pre-made stuff, so you can go that route. Make your own. I would also say if you are going to use an intro, test it out. Make sure your audience doesn't leave when you play it, and don't make it too long, 4 or 5 seconds. It doesn't have to be long. Next question from Magic Rest, who says, I do thumbnails in some apps, but I can't upload it in YouTube Studio. Why? There's a good chance that your channel is not verified. So if you cannot live stream, if you cannot upload your thumbnails, if you cannot make long videos, chances are you're not verified. Here's how you find out. Go to youtube.com. Make sure you're logged in to your browser, right? Go to youtube.com/verify. And it will tell you if you're verified or not. If you're not verified, and by verified, I don't mean the check. This is a different kind of verify. And if you're not verified, it will give you instructions on what you need to do. Basically, you put in your phone number and they send you an SMS with a code. You put that code inside there and then they verify you. Easy peasy. Next question from the Slot Freaks. I love that name. Hey, D, is there any news about being able to click a channel in chat and go to their channel? Boy, I wish. I miss that so much. I believe that this was removed during the daily briefings, not to let people spam or hate your channel if you commented on a particular video. Possible. It's when this feature went away in early March. I would love to have it come back. Any thoughts? Thanks, Jay. Jay, I miss that feature because if I do want to pull up someone's channel in the chat and someone says, hey, I'm doing all the things, simply Beth, you need to behave. 2 tips are better than 1, I bet. Where was I at? I just completely lost my train of thought. Oh, if I want to, look at somebody's channel, like, hey, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? And I'm looking in the chat, man, that was just so easy. And when people are asking questions in the chat, like a lot of times, people don't know that I'm looking at their channels. So people are asking questions and they don't know that when I had that feature, I would look at their channels before I even talked to them. And if they weren't putting in the work, I didn't even acknowledge their question. So for me, as someone who does like to give advice, and for Shelly Saves the Day, I'm sure she misses it too. Like that was really helpful in terms of choosing the right channels that you could give help to, because some people don't even try. Some people don't even try. Like the dummy who was giving her a hard time, he was being mean over a channel review, but he hadn't even uploaded in a year. Right? Like if you haven't uploaded in a year, I'm not going to waste my time looking at your channel. Now we can't see that. Now we actually have to pull up the channel, copy and paste if they drop it in the form. It's a bit of a headache. All right, next question is from Mellow-Teaster. Hey D, why do my subscriber growth so slow? Also, I'm a mobile gaming channel. Please help. Your subscriber growth is so slow. Again, this is a great time to have that 3-dot feature. Your subscriber growth is so slow because, drum roll. Oh, I need a drum roll sound effect. It's so slow because, let me go back here. Whoa, you are just grinding through videos here. You're not really targeting anybody with your content. Like you're playing games. You're playing games, but it's not really targeting anyone particular. It looks like you're playing Minecraft, you're playing Dragon City, you're playing a bunch of games. I would focus on one of those games maybe and try to think of ways that you can help people play the game. Like I said this before, every single live stream. If you want to succeed as a gamer, you need to be either a competitive level gamer, meaning you just crush the game, or you need to be very charismatic or entertaining or inspirational, or teach people how to play the game. Like do one of those or do all of those. But if you're just like, hey, watch me play the game. Hey, I'm playing Minecraft. There's no value added whatsoever. I'm just kind of like an average gamer. I'm not really putting anything out there. I'm not bringing anything new to the table. You're going to get lost in the sea of gaming, and that's why you're not growing. So think of what you can bring to the table and then start bringing that to the table. Level up. Gaming is tough if you want to do it. If you're wanting to grow a channel, gaming is tough. You have to bring something new to the table. Or not new, you have to bring something good to the table. Otherwise, there's millions of people that can watch, and you're competing for those eyeballs. You're competing for eyeballs against millions of other people playing the exact same game. So you have to ask yourself, Why would someone watch me play the game when they could watch somebody else who's better, somebody else who's more entertaining, somebody else who's teaching them how to play the game? I think teaching people how to play the game is a great entry-level thing for gamers. And you don't have to be a great gamer for that. You just have to be better than the people who are starting. Like, I don't know how to play Minecraft. I wouldn't know where to start. This is like, hey, D, let's play Minecraft. I have no idea where to start. But if there was a chance, I would go to YouTube and I'd put in how to play Minecraft. I would put that in exactly. How to play Minecraft or how to start playing Minecraft. And I would go watch, I would look at the thumbnail that makes the most sense. I would look at one that has a good title. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I would click on it. And then I'd watch their video. Okay, this is how you play Minecraft. And then once I got the gist of that, if the video was good, I'd probably subscribe. And then I'd say, okay, well, how do I do this in Minecraft now? How to do that in Minecraft? And I would search for those things. And I would subscribe to the channels that taught me how to do it. So that's a great way to approach it. Next question. Your average Canadian. Is it possible to grow your subscriber count without niching down? Yeah, anything is possible. Anything is possible. I mean, you know, when people tell you that you have to niche down, when you have to focus, when you have to find a particular niche, you can absolutely do it without that. But what you have to keep in mind is you're probably not going to grow as fast as if you did niche down. And unless you are just a fantastic creator and you know how to hold someone's audience, someone's attention. Perfect example. So I love using Peter McKinnon because he's just fantastic. A weird thing happens. Like when you're starting a YouTube channel, no one cares about you until they do care about you. And it's kind of a weird transition that happens. And until that happens, like you're in the trenches, right? You're in the trenches. You're slugging it out video after video after video after video. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. But what happens is over time, people get to know you. People get to learn about you. They learn your personality. They learn what makes you laugh. They learn your little jokes. You know, maybe you've built a little community around your channel and then they start to care about you as the creator. And then that gives you more freedom to kind of do other things. Right? But when you're starting out, no one cares. No one cares at all. But then after a while, like, people like you, the creator. So what's going to happen is let's say you have a channel. I don't know. Let's say you have a channel, not sponsored, where you're, teaching people supplement. Like, hey, I have a channel where I'm telling you the right supplements to take for people over 30 years old. Very niche. And by the way, let me explain that. So you could have a channel helping people choose the right supplements. Now that's a broad channel. By the way, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I don't even condone that sort of thing. But that's very broad, right? How to choose the right supplements. But niche down, right? Instead of saying, that's so wide, instead of saying, supplements, what if you focused on people, which supplements should you take over 30? Which supplements should you take over 40? Which supplements should you take over 50? Which supplement should you take over 40 as a male, if you're a male, right? If you're making the content. It's going to be a lot more difficult. Like if a woman's making the content, it would make more sense for her to say, which supplement should you take as a woman over the age of 40, right? You just keep niching down. By doing that, you're laser targeting in on a particular group of people who are interested in exactly what it is that you're making. Like that's how you grow fast. But if you're like, hey, here's a video talking about supplements. Here's a video talking about the best tea that you can get in Sri Lanka. I just got a new iPhone. Let me unbox it. Here's a SanDisk card. Let me unbox this and see how well it works with my camera, right? Like you're making all these different videos and it's just like, okay, well, if I joined because I loved how you were explaining supplements and you start talking about iPhone unboxing or the SanDisk card or the tea, that's not what I signed up for. So until I like you, until I get to know you as the creator, I'm going to leave, right? I came for the supplements, you're giving me iPhones. Or I came for the iPhones and you're giving me tea and supplements. So that's going to slow your growth and you're segmenting your audience. When you segment your audience, Again, what happens is this. You upload one video, right? People watch this video. They're interested in that content. You upload the next video, unbox it in an iPhone. They're not interested in that video. They don't watch that video. Guess what happens when you upload the next video? There's a good chance that the people who didn't watch this video are not going to be notified when this video goes live, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works, right? User behavior. YouTube notices when people don't watch videos. YouTube notices when people don't engage. So the best thing to do, target in on a particular community, make content for them, and get them to watch as many videos as they can, right? User behavior. You want them to watch every single video that comes out if possible. I could have grown so much faster if I would have focused on either one iPhone or two Android. But by doing them both, I slowed my channel growth down, because every video that I make for Android users, iPhone users don't watch, right? If it's specifically for Android, right? Sometimes I do cross-platform. If I make a video specifically for iPhone, Android users don't watch. And then what happens is YouTube says, okay, iPhone users watch this, Android users didn't. So my next video that comes out, even though it might be an Android video, they might not get that notification, right? So all that stuff kind of slows your growth down. Can you do it? Absolutely. Can you do it faster by niching down? In most cases, yes. But once they get to know you, then you have a lot more liberties to do different things. Going back to Peter McKinnon, right? He teaches you how to edit in Photoshop. He teaches you how to edit in Lightroom. He teaches you how to shoot video. He teaches you how to take pictures. He makes videos showing you how he cleans his garage. He makes videos talking about cutting his hair. He makes all these other videos now because people are into Peter McKinnon, the creator. Of course, more people, or some people, want to just focus on this, Peter. But once you start to love him as the creator, I don't care. I've watched him clean his garage. I've watched him chase a lemon down the road. I've watched him jet ski, right? I watch him do all these things that have nothing to do with what his channel is about, because I like him as a creator. But he had to grind it out to get to this part, right? Like, he focused really hard on all those. He focused really hard on, being a filmmaker, photography, that sort of thing, tutorials for a very long time to build that community up. So nobody cares until they do. I know that was a very long way of explaining that, but I hope that makes sense to you. Round and around and around I go. I just love to talk. All right, next question. Next question is Leo Dollar. Would anyone edit my videos for free? Probably not. Probably not. But here's the thing. You need to learn how to become an editor first before you ask someone to edit your videos. Because how do you know if the person that's editing your videos is doing a good job if you yourself do not know how to edit? Learn all the skills yourself. That doesn't mean you have to perfect them, but you need to learn enough to know that if you are, unless you have a huge channel and you're trying to bring on an intern or something like that, and you're trying to rope-a-dope somebody in for free doing that, Gary Vee style, you're going to have to pay people most of the time. But how do you know if they're doing a good job if you don't know how to edit? If you don't know what's good, right? How do you know they're not ripping you off, right? When they're coming back to you and they're, editing lingo, you're not going to know what they're talking about because you don't understand. So I know it sucks. It's a skill that you don't want to learn. Learn it. And you just learn stuff, man. Like, it's just pick a video, pick an app, pick a piece of software, whatever it may be, pick something simple, pick something like iMovie or Video Leap or Vegas Video, or you don't have to spend big bucks. Pick something easy and just go watch tutorials. How do I start with this? How do I edit with this? And just watch tutorials. So many videos out there will walk you through the process to get you up and editing, even at a basic level. So when you do find editors down the road, if you get to that point, then you understand what's going on. But you got to put in the work. Okay, TDMJT says, for a smaller channel, is it better to make videos only or do live streams and videos? It depends. What are you doing here? You're a gaming channel. If I had a gaming channel, I would do both. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the stream. My approach as a gaming channel, because I suck at gaming, right? I'm not competitive level gaming. I'm not very charismatic in terms of a gamer. I would be focusing on how to play the game, but I could teach about how, I would learn enough to teach people how to play the game. So I would build video series around the games, targeting beginners and then building them up to my level. I'd build videos for that. And then once I started to get a little bit of community built up, then I would start live streaming and then start hanging out with that community and playing with that community and go forward that way. That's how I would approach gaming. Next question from Cheeky Squash, who says, what else can I do to attract more people to my channel? The answer to that, without even looking at your channel, which I'm going to do, would be to make more videos. That's always the answer. And wow, this is really cool. I'm going to pull your channel up here. One second. I hope you're still in the chat because this is a pretty dope looking Cheeky Squash. I'm pulling you up. Look at that, Cheeky Squash, edits and tutorials. I just want to say I love your little avatar or your profile picture, and I dig your thumbnails. Creepy face edit, PixArt manipulation. Those are some really cool looking thumbnails, man. PixArt motion blur effect. Wow, look at these, man. So here's... Okay, your thumbnails are on point, man. Your thumbnails look great. And you've only been uploading for a month. I'm going through the videos here. Hold on. PixArt. Okay, so you're doing everything on PixArt. I can tell you this. PixArt, just like all of them, Snapseed, PixArt, Pixelab, Lightroom, the fierce competition. If your video, I'm not watching your video here, but if your videos are as quality as your thumbnails, I think your channel is going to be crazy successful. Now, I'm not watching your videos. I don't do that during my live stream because if I hit play and there's I don't know what you've got in there. I could hit play and a song could start playing, right? And then I end up getting a copyright claim or a copyright strike because I'm watching your video. But dude, your thumbnails are so on point. I would make sure that your videos are on point. Your audio is on point. Make sure that if you're putting music, make sure your music's not too loud. And since you are focusing on PixArt, just keep going. Keep going. You've been powering through these, dude, for a month. Just keep going. Keep going. What's going to happen is over time, if your videos are good, and this is how you find out, go look at your audience retention report. You can do that in the YT Studio app. You can do that inside of YouTube Studio on a browser. Look at audience retention and look at that graph, right? You're going to see a graph, and it's either going to be, it's going to probably start at the top and drop down a little bit, or it might drop down a lot. This tells you how long people are watching your video. If it's hey, as soon as they come on, everybody's leaving, then you want to figure out what you're doing wrong, right? You got to keep testing things until you figure out how to get them to stay as long as possible. Because when you're doing a highly competitive video, then you're competing against people who are getting people to watch a long time. Thumbnails are on point. You just need people to watch your videos more. So just keep going, dude. Keep going. Pay attention to your audience retention. If they're not watching longer, if they're leaving early on, you're going to have to keep testing different ways of bringing in your video to keep them watching longer. Could be your audio choices. Who knows? But dude, your thumbnails are on point. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, and keep going. Edward, how's it going? Oh, got a super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that so much. Giordano Alonso. Hope you were doing well. All right. Next question. Man, those thumbnails look good. Did you guys see those? Can we get what do you think of those thumbnails? Right? Did you like those thumbnails? For me, I haven't seen the click-through rate, but I would give those 10 out of 10 because I've made a few videos for PixArt. 10 out of 10 for me for a PixArt video. I would click on those. I would absolutely click on those. Bam, look at that.
Super chat.
And again, thank you so much, Giordano. Giordano. Appreciate that, man. Hey, Steve, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Brilliant thumbs. Titastic says yes. Just so you know, thumbnail should be 1280 by 720. Yeah, I mean, you can actually do 1920 by 1080 as long as you're under the file size. Most of my thumbnails go up at 1920 by 1080. It's the ratio that matters. So either one of those work. Canva works. The gardening channel with Ray. Okay, Ray, I don't, audience retention. If you are, I can show you an easy way to do it. So everybody needs this app. It's called the YT Studio app. Let me find it here just in case you guys don't have it. Give me 1 second. YT Studio app. This is available for Android and for iPhone. So I'm going to share my screen for 1 second just to make sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about here. Every single YouTuber needs this app right here. YT Studio app. I know there's some other videos out there, but that's the icon right there, YT Studio app. This is made by YouTube. YouTube has made this app. So what you want to do is you want to install that app, connect it to your YouTube channel, right? It's completely safe. This is made by YouTube, made by Google. And then once it's connected, you go up to the menu control and you go down to videos, and you can go through and you can tap on any of the videos. Then you can tap view more and go deeper, and you can find out what your watch time is. You can see your views, you can see your estimated revenue, and you can see your audience retention. It's going to give you a graph. And by the way, you can tap on all of these as well to get them larger. It's going to give you a percentage. It's going to give you an amount of time that the video was watched, and it's going to show you a graph. Let me try to find an example here. Oh man, I didn't activate the Zoom thing so I could show you guys. Let me see here. Let me see if I have something that I can pull up. Watching, blah, blah, blah. Hold on 1 second here. I'm looking for something. Looking for a glitch effect, B-roll. Nope. Hold on. Okay, so if I go down here, I'm going to try to show you guys one that's okay. I'm trying to find one that was kind of bad, and there's a reason I'm doing it. So this is what the graph looks like, and it's probably going to be blurry. But you can see, and there's a reason why I'm showing you this. You can see here, and I do apologize for the blur, but it starts off here at the beginning. It's got a really big drop. It humps back up, and then it starts dropping down quickly. So what happens here in this hump is they're skipping forward or they're skipping back to see this part that I said, right? So anytime people are skipping around, you're going to see little spikes like this. So they're probably skipping forward. I might have an ad there at the beginning. I don't remember. And then people are kind of tapering off. Now, I don't want that typically. Typically what I want is I want this to be as level as possible to the very end of the video, because this means that people are leaving as the video is going on. And the reason that I'm showing this is because this particular video ranks very well in YouTube search. That particular video, what was the view count on it? That particular video is, where am I at here? Where's my views? That particular video is 164,000 views. So 164,000 views, and views are still piling in on that video. And it's a fairly old video. I uploaded that video a while ago. But the reason I'm showing that is because that video is doing incredibly well for a particular search phrase, even though my audience retention isn't that good on that video. But what that means is, it means that my thumbnail has a higher click-through rate than the other videos competing for the same keyword phrase. And it means that my video, even though the audience retention is lower there towards the end, and it's just tapering off, that means that my video is actually outperforming, even though it's somewhat bad, it's outperforming other videos competing for the same title. So you can have a lower click-through rate, you can have a lower audience retention and still outperform and still rank for placement if you're outperforming the other videos ranking for the same phrase, right? So even though by the numbers, this video is not that good, it's dominating for a particular phrase, and it's still getting a ton of views because it's outperforming the other videos competing for the same phrase. So don't think that you have to have the best audience retention. It helps. By all means, it helps. The more you can get people watching your videos, the faster you're going to grow your channel. The more YouTube is going to show that out to other people. But it's not always the only way to go. There are many ways to skin a cat, I believe is the phrase. Andrew Can, how's it going? Hope you were doing well, Andrew Can. How did you get so many subscribers? I got so many subscribers by making videos that people wanted to watch, specifically solving their problems, right? Giving them solutions. I knew who I wanted to make videos for. I wanted to make videos for mobile content creators. Very specific, right? Very specific. My audience should be mobile content creators. Now, not everybody who follows my channel is a mobile content creator. I did get some flow over from Nick's channel who doesn't focus on mobile. I've gotten some from Daniel Battel's channel who doesn't focus on mobile. I've gotten some from the TubeBuddy channel. Andrew Can is in the house from TubeBuddy. Like, you do collabs and you go on other people's channels, so you do get some of their community as well. But the majority of my community, they're making content on a phone. So by targeting that particular group, by targeting their problems, by looking at their pain points, by giving them solutions, by making good-looking thumbnails, by paying stupid attention to my audience retention report, trying to get people to watch my videos as long as possible, which I will say, if you're making tutorials, that can be tricky because as soon as they get to that last step, they're gone, right? There's no reason to continue to watch a tutorial after you've gone beyond the last step. The only people who keep watching beyond that are your actual, community members, people you talk to, people who come to your live streams and hang out with you. They'll watch to the end sometimes, but just the average person who finds you on YouTube, once they get to that final step with the tutorial, they're gone. But you know your audience, know who you're making content for, right? If you know who you're making content for, and then you make content for them, solve their problems, give them answers, lift them up, inspire them, teach them how to do things, man, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. You'll get there. You don't watch to the end. You're one of those people. Not everybody does. Maybe on my average video, maybe 20% watch to the very end. Maybe if I'm lucky. And a lot of the videos, tutorials, it starts off at the top and people start to, taper off. And then once that last step, it's usually like a cliff. It's usually just like a cliff. Hybrid Steel's in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, where's he at? I saw somebody's, there he is. Hybrid Steel. I haven't seen you in here in a while, my man. Hope you were doing well. All right, next question. I'm just going to leave Hybrid's name up there because I don't get to see Hybrid much. All right, next question is, let's see here. Navalinsky. Hey, D, when it comes to mobility, I know I can edit videos and photos on both the iPad Pro, but why get the Pro versus the regular iPad for maintaining basic editing needs? In terms of the iPad Pro, okay, so the newer, starting in 2018, that's when they came out with the iPad Pro. So I've had past iPads. So you have iPads and then you have iPad Pro, which I believe in terms of power really started in 2018. My iPad Pro's in 2018. I didn't get the 2020 version because I don't need the camera. I don't need the camera that comes with it. The processing power is not worth the price tag. It's just a minimal increase for the 2020 versus the 2018. But what it really comes down to is how long it takes to render a video. If you've got an older iPad, it's going to take you a lot longer to render a video than if you were rendering with one of the 2018 or even 2019 iPad Pro. But I will say this. If you're not planning on taking photos or videos with your iPad and you're just wanting to use it as a video editor, which you can totally do, LumaFusion is fantastic on an iPad. You can get the 2018 version. You can save a ton of money. You don't have to get the 12.9 version, which is going to be more expensive. You can get the smaller one. That's good too. But anything around the 2018, those are still fantastic. That's what I have, and it's a powerhouse. It will render video faster than most PCs. It's an absolute powerhouse. With LumaFusion for the iPad, they make them that way. Everything is optimized to work within that system, and it's incredible how fast you can render video. But get what you can afford. But if it's the difference of saving up just a little bit more to get like a 2018 iPad Pro, I would save up to get the Pro because It could be the difference between your video taking, 2 hours to render versus 10 minutes or 5 minutes. In terms of render time, I can render 4K HD footage on my iPad Pro faster than real time. So like a 10-minute video, 4K, 60 frames per second on my iPad with LumaFusion, 10 minutes, I could probably render that out in about 7 minutes or 8 minutes. As long as I don't have a ton of effects on it, a ton of things going on, then that's going to slow it down. Those things are amazing. Just powerhouses. I think I just missed a super chat. Hang on here.
Super chat.
Giordano, thanks again, my man. Is it a good strategy to hide subscribers? Nope, I don't think so. I think putting your subscriber count out there, because people can see the view count, right? Like if you hide your subscribers and you're getting a low view count, people know you don't have a lot of subscribers anyway. And I know it might be embarrassing starting out. Like, wow, man, I've got no subscribers, or I have 5 subscribers or 10 subscribers, but that's part of the journey. YouTube does give us the option. Hold on, I need to hydrate. YouTube gives us the option to hide them or not hide them. Unhide them. Unhide them. I don't think it's a good strategy to keep them hidden because, like I said, we can see your view count. We can see how many videos you have. We can see if people are engaging in your videos or with your videos or not. So hiding it really doesn't make that sense. When I come across a channel that's hiding their subscriber count, I just look at it as man, they're really, they're embarrassed of where they are. I think it's a bad strategy. Be proud. Everybody in here started at 0. Every single person in this live stream, every single person in any live stream that you could possibly go to, every single person started at 0. Be proud of it, man, because, you will get to the point, and this is one thing I love TubeBuddy for, is you're going to start hitting those milestones. You're going to get to the point where you're going to hit that, 100 subscriber milestone. You can download that, share it on Twitter. People will retweet it. Make sure you tag TubeBuddy. Tag me. We love to retweet those things. And you're going to hit that 500 subscriber milestone, then that 1,000 subscriber milestone. You will hit those milestones, and be proud that you started at 0, because it's not easy. Even if you've got 25 people, man, that's huge. It's 25 people. That's 25 people who are interested in what it is that you're making. So be proud of it, man. Be proud of it. I'm sleepless in Mississippi. Yeah, Andrew, tag Andrew. By the way, this is the brainchild behind the TubeBuddy channel, in case you guys don't know. Firewater. Yeah, true story. Back when I was younger, in my 20s, firewater was actually my choice of drink, and I totally regret those years of my life. I'm surprised I still have a different story. We'll save that for another. We'll save that for D Unplugged over on Twitch. Next question, the Teddy Bear Show. Question is, I don't get subscribers. Is it because of my titles, thumbnails, or niche? I make plush videos. Check out my channel. Give me advice. Again, I'm not going to show it unless you knock my socks off with your thumbnail. I'm not going to pull it up. Yes, it's your titles. Your thumbnails actually are okay. They look cute. They're colorful. You're uploading. I would say upload more if you can. It looks like you're uploading once a month sometimes, or twice a month. I would try to upload if you can. I know life gets in the way. It's gotten in the way for me right now. Try to upload once a week if you can. But yes, it's definitely your titles. Go follow Brian G. Johnson. Focus. Brian's got tons of videos on how to craft titles. Go watch tons of tutorials, how to craft a YouTube title. It is your titles. Your thumbnails look good. Yeah, your titles definitely need work. Next question. Theater maker. His name is Kevin. Kevin, nice to meet you, man. I appreciate you being a channel member. I'm going to play this again.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Question is 146 subscribers, 71 videos, 7,000 views. Started April 15th. We are very niche. Our weekly live show focuses on makers and issues in the Irish theater. Very niche. I love it. I'm trying to broaden our audience by posting derivative recordings that have a broader interest. Growth is slow. Costs are high. The live show is expensive. Targeted keywords are a very low volume. Okay, so hold on here, Irish Theater. So you just became a channel member. So here's what I would like to do. We're going to have a members live stream here within the next couple of days. Come in. I'll pull your channel up, and we're going to dig into it, and we're going to brainstorm as a community. That's what we do over during member live streams. Everybody brainstorms together to try to come up with ways where people can better their channel. So you're going to get tons of feedback. So we'll pull your channel up, and we can talk about then exactly what your goals are, and we can kind of brainstorm on ways that you can grow your channel. So keep an eye on the community feed. It will happen within the next couple of days. And we'll get you pulled up and look at you and start brainstorming on your channel. Nate Sizzle asks the next question. Should you change niche with what? Can you change niche with what is not going anywhere? Because I have my niche about lacrosse, but it's not. Okay. Can you change your niche if you have a niche that's not going anywhere? If you're making videos that people are not responding to, and I'm going to look at your channel here really quick. If they're not responding to the videos that you're making, well, I can tell you right here. So you've only been going for 4 weeks. So first and foremost, you have not given this enough time yet. Do this for a year, right? Commit to a year's worth of videos on lacrosse. Second thing, you said that you're making videos about lacrosse, but out of your 9 videos, you have a Cardi B video, you have a disingenuous video, you have a moonwalking in Calabasas video, you have a Pretty Boy Fredo exposing agent video, you have a leaked DDG OnlyFans for y'all, only public transport. You have one video on lacrosse. Out of 9 videos, 1 video is about lacrosse. So if you are talking about moving to lacrosse, that's fine. Then every single video moving forward should be about lacrosse. Previously, your videos are all over the place. I'm sorry, you have 2 videos about lacrosse. My bad. 2 videos. Your video, you're not growing because you've got, it's like, here's a Cardi B video, here's a lacrosse video, here's transportation videos, here's me doing a reaction video. And that's fine, right? Because like I mentioned earlier, like one way to start a channel is to toss a bunch of stuff up and see what actually, what works, right? What are people responding to? And you can keep doing that until you start to see growth. But at 4 weeks and you haven't tapped in on anything yet that's working, I would say keep going, right? Do 4 months. Do this for 4 months. Do this for a year. Keep doing this. Keep experimenting if you want until something does start to work. And when you start to see this particular type of video every time I upload this, the others only get like 20 views. This one gets 300. This one gets 400 or 500. That's what you go all in on. But until you find that content, keep experimenting. But I would also, if you want longevity, if you want to make money on YouTube beyond ad revenue, which doesn't pay that much unless you get a lot of views, I would think of content that you could make to actually, help people out, to solve their problems, explain things to them. Like if you're going to make lacrosse content, what can you do with lacrosse that can be helpful to people, right? Are you teaching people how to play lacrosse, or are you just highlighting clips of lacrosse games? If you're doing that, then you run the risk of getting a copyright claim or a copyright strike. So that may or may not work out for you. So you're going to have to think about the direction that you need to go with the channel. And just keep going, dude. 4 months, you've barely scratched the surface. You haven't even started at 4 months. 9 videos, 4 months. You're not going anywhere because you haven't even hit the gas pedal yet. You just said okay, here's the analogy. You've got a car, you've got a sports car sitting in your driveway. You're standing in the driveway looking at the car. You're not even in the car yet driving. You didn't even hit the gas pedal yet. You're standing in the driveway looking at the car, figuring out how you're going to get inside the car, right? Once you figure out something that works, then you open the car door, right? And then when you find things that continually work, then you sit down and then you step on the gas. But you're in the house looking out the window, looking at a car that you're someday going to drive. That's the analogy. Nate Sizzle. All right, next question from Upen Vlog. What is video podcast? Great question. Video podcast is, so podcasting is purely audio only. all up in your ear holes. You can download it to your phone. You can download them on your computer, but it's only audio. There's no video attached. A video podcast is where people record those audio versions, but they do it with a camera rolling. So you get to have video along with the audio. So some people just like to watch people interview people or like to watch people record their podcast. So a video podcast, you get to see the video that goes along with the audio because not everybody likes audio only. So since since that question came up, since those of you who just came in a little bit late, I'm dropping a link into the chat. I'm going to be starting a podcast very soon for mobile creators. It's called the Master Your Mobile Podcast. I just dropped a link into the chat right there. Go ahead and subscribe. It is going to be a video podcast. I'm going to be interviewing other mobile creators. We're going to be talking about tips and tricks on how to be mobile creators, mobile YouTubers, mobile filmmakers, app developers, phone manufacturers. I'm going all in on this to do a good rounded podcast, video podcast for mobile creators. So go ahead and hit that and subscribe. Yeah, Joe Rogan is exactly a video podcast, or you can download just the audio version of Joe Rogan as well. But if you're into being a mobile content creator, then you definitely want to head on over there and subscribe. We're going to have all kinds of fun over there. Next question here is from, where'd it go? There it is. Wanted Gaming, who says, "Hey D, some of my higher viewed videos have low audience retention, but my video has high audience retention, has low views, and both have good CTR. Why is that?" Okay, so if you have low audience retention, it's because you're not holding their attention. You're doing something, you're saying something, you're dragging it out for too long. Audience retention, it goes down. But my videos have a high audience retention, has low views. Okay, high audience retention with low views. It could be that you only have a high audience retention because you have low views, right? If you end up getting higher views, you might find that those videos go down in audience retention as well. The thing about having a small amount of data is that you don't have a lot to work with. And a lot of times when you start increasing the amount of data, you might find that then the numbers kind of sit in a more realistic place. Like if you upload a video, a lot of people look at the click-through rate and they're just getting started. They've got like 50 views and they get a really high click-through rate. Wow, my click-through rate's like 25%. How many impressions do you have, right? Impressions is how many people have actually seen the thumbnail. They opened up YouTube, they're scrolling around. YouTube says, "Hey, here's the thumbnail," and they visually saw that thumbnail. That would be an impression. So how many impressions do you have? I've got 100 impressions and I get a 25% click-through rate. That doesn't really mean a whole lot. If you've got 5,000 impressions or 10,000 impressions or 1,000,000 impressions or 100,000 impressions and you got a 25% click-through rate, then you're doing something. But low impressions, low views, that sort of thing, it's kind of hard to get an accurate picture. So, for those videos who have low views, let them get high views and then see what happens. Next question, Saul TV. What is the best free video editing app for iOS? Okay, so best is, I can tell you what my favorites are. Best is going to be what makes the most sense to you and your editing needs, right? So for iPhone specifically, my favorite editing app on a phone is VideoLeap. My favorite video editing app on my iPad is LumaFusion. iMovie comes with your iPhone. It's totally free. There's no pop-ups. There's nobody asking you to pay for anything. So without knowing what your needs are, and you're saying, "I will begin to upload," that means you haven't started yet. And it's going to be a gaming channel. So as a gaming channel that hasn't started yet, you're going to start as a very basic editor because you have to learn the skill of editing. So since you're on iOS, I would say stick with iMovie. It's basic. It's easy. It works. It's not overwhelming. They don't have pop-up ads. They don't ask you to pay for money. You can make good gameplay. You can edit your gameplay with that really easily and make it look really good. As you evolve as an editor, you're going to learn what you need more of. Like, hey, you know what? I would love the ability to use green screen, or I would love more keyframing, or I would love multiple layers to build my video up. I would love more audio control. I would love picture in picture, right? You're going to learn what you need as a video editor, then go out and start looking at different video editing apps. But on iOS, I'll give you the quick rundown. Beyond iMovie, Video Leap, KineMaster, VN, VLLO, Vlogit, Adobe Rush, Adobe Premiere, LumaFusion, InShot, Vlogit. Those are probably going to be like, if one of those don't do it for you, then you're doing something wrong. All right. Hey, Savvy Turtle, how you doing, my man? Hey, brother Dan, how you doing, man? Dan the man, ladies and gentlemen. I miss you, Dan. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Go back over here. There we go. All right, so that concludes the forum questions. 39 questions today. I actually forgot to turn that off. I was going to turn that off at like 25 and I forgot. So let me tackle a few questions in the chat. If you guys, D isn't breathing. He's not only is he not breathing, he's not hydrating. I'm going to answer a couple of questions in the chat here. Just a couple, if you guys have any, and then we'll do what we're going to do after that, which will probably be called a night. Car Throttle, do one on their channel, then they upload the audio to podcast websites. Do you want to, oh, you're talking about video podcast hybrid. Okay. The gardening channel with Ray. How do you talk so much? I wish I could. Okay, Ray, I'm just going to put it out here. By nature, I'm an introvert. I generally don't talk to people that much when I'm outside. I'm very much comfortable in my own space. I like being by myself a lot. I didn't come into this talking a lot, but what's happened is I've kind of had like a weird transformation that YouTube has put me through. And over the past 2 years of doing this, through recording, I don't know, 150 videos or something like that I've done on my channel, plus collaborations, plus live streams, plus I do, well, since COVID, it hasn't happened, but I normally do a live stream every Saturday night with my brother on his channel too. So generally speaking, for 2 years, just about, I've done more or less 2 live streams a week and at least 1 video a week for the most part. Through that process, I've learned how to continually keep things going, continually think of things to say. Like when you're first getting started, it's like, man, how do you just keep that stuff? How do you keep the conversation moving? Through repetition, right? Like if you want larger biceps or you want, larger triceps or you want, better back strength or, better abs or something like that, how do you strengthen them? Through exercise, right? Communicating in front of the camera, constantly keeping the conversation going. It's like everything else. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to say the wrong things. You're going to trip over your words. You're going to forget what you're saying mid-sentence. But the more you exercise this muscle, the more it works just like any other muscle that you would exercise. So you can absolutely do this. I promise you can do this. It's just like anything else. How did you get good at whatever? Okay, you're a gardener. Your gardening channel with Ray. How did you become a good gardener? Practice. Same thing. All right, I'm scrolling back. See, D probably has Caddy outside his caddy. Like a cat? Yeah, I do have cats. We have cats outside the Airbnb, and last week they were in heat. So it was just this question. Hey, D, is it best to have more than one channel to help grow different audiences? Here's the thing about creating second channels. You have to make sure that you have the time to do it. You have to make sure that you can dedicate time to do it. Because if you aren't good at managing your time, then one of those channels is going to suffer. So what I would do starting out is I would focus on one channel at first. And then once you have one channel and it's, okay, this channel is kind of successful. It's where I need to be. I'm making a little bit of money. I've got a community built up. Then maybe think about the second channel. But just if you're just getting started and you're like, okay, well, I've got a lot of things in my head. I want to get them all out there. Focus on one channel. Build that one channel. Focus everything on that. Because if you have two, if you have three, and you don't know how to juggle them just yet, then the others are going to suffer. So focus on one. I am in Baja. I'm currently in Ensenada. So we've been in Baja. My girlfriend and I have been in Baja the entire time since, let's see, on March 4th, we flew down to Puerto Vallarta. After Social Media Marketing World, we met up with my brother Nick and Brian G. Johnson. We spent a couple days in Puerto Vallarta. Then we went up to Mazatlan, right? And that was maybe March 10th. And then from Mazatlan, we spent a couple days there. So say by March 15th, maybe we flew over to La Paz in Baja. And then we spent a couple of months, 2 months, I think, in La Paz. 3 months in La Paz. Then we went to Todos Santos, and then to Cabo, and then San Jose del Cabo. Then we came up north to Ensenada. So we've been in Baja, Mexico since mid-March, more or less. I like it here. I like southern Baja better, Baja Sur. I like that better. A better vibe. Up north here, it's kind of cluttered, kind of messy a little bit, but it is what it is. All those tacos. I wish. It's COVID's going on. There's some street stall or street carts out there, but I'm not eating them yet. I don't feel comfortable. Not time yet. Yeah. So at the end of this month, it'll be 6 months. So when you arrive in Mexico, they'll give you 180 days. 180 days they give you. At the end of this, I think it's the 29th of this month or something like that. I forget. It's been our 180 days. That's one of the reasons we're in Ensenada. It's like an hour and 45-minute drive to the border. So we've got to go across the U.S. border at the end of this month, and I got to do some stuff over there for the day, and then we'll turn around and come right back. Fingers crossed we can get my girlfriend across the border. She has a U.S. visa, but they're being very strict about who they let into the U.S. But because we're not staying in the U.S., they might let us go out and come back in. Fingers crossed. We'll see. All right, let me see if there's any more questions here. Budget DSLR. Man, I'm really not sure what's out there for budget DSLR. But I would say this. Whatever your budget is, I would try to save up and get something a little bit better. Okay, here's what I've got. I have the camera that I'm using right now is the Sony ZV-1, right? You can't change lenses on it, but if you're a YouTuber just getting started, you're wanting to be a vlogger, you're wanting to connect it for live streaming, this thing is amazing. I'm super happy with this camera so far. It's a Sony ZV-1. In terms of budget, I would highly recommend saving up to get this camera. I mean, unless you want to go with all the lenses and that sort of thing, but lenses get expensive, right? If you're just buying bodies and you're buying lenses, you're buying into an entire brand, and that adds up. So budget-wise, man, the ZV-1 is amazing. Absolutely love it. Poor D, that's right, man. Poor D. I also have a channel. Okay, so everything Gunga Deep Sing, everything that I just mentioned for all the other channels about why they're not getting subscribers, why they're not getting viewers, that stuff applies to you too, right? There isn't, a lot of people think when they hear advice for other channels, they think that when somebody gives them advice on their channel, it's going to be different. When my channel's different. It's not. Best practices apply to every single channel out there. It doesn't matter if you're a gardener, or it doesn't matter if you're a gamer, it doesn't matter if you are doing phone tutorials or you're, whatever it is. Basic practices apply to both. Now, gamers do kind of have their own basic practices, but everything that I said previously for the other gaming channels, that completely applies to you. So go back and watch that. Shelly says, I think it doesn't apply to them. They think, yeah, a lot of people think that.
Super Chat.
Savvy Turtle, thanks, my man. Yeah, a lot of people think that, and that's another reason we stopped doing channel reviews, is because, we do, 5 reviews, and it's just like 95% of the channels that you pull up for reviews, you're just repeating yourself, because most channels that are not growing are making the same mistakes, and that's why they're not growing. So when people are like, hey, I'm not growing, I'm not getting views, I'm not getting subscribers, how can I fix this? the advice that we gave on all the other channels that were not growing, like that 100% applies to your channel as well. Oh yeah, and the M50. Thank you, Leland. Appreciate that. So he says, even though the M50 is a mirrorless and it's awesome, yeah, the M50 is also a great camera. If you are going to live stream with the M50, there is something really funny with the M50, and they might fix this with a firmware update. So there's something called, if you guys aren't familiar with cameras, there's something called, Leland, I know you are because you have the M50. It's called clean HDMI. And if you're going to live stream, this is a big deal because what that means is so if you're looking at the viewfinder of a camera, if you don't have clean HDMI, an option to turn that on and off, when you're live streaming, you would see all the settings on the screen here, right? You would see the battery and the white balance and the frame rate, ISO, whatever would show up on your camera, you see it. So you want a camera that has clean HDMI. And to my understanding, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, with the M50, the way to get that clean in the live stream, you need to use something called Sparko Cam that will control that and allow it to run out the clean HDMI. Now they may have had firmware to correct that, but I know when that camera first came out, that was the issue that people were having. You couldn't just plug it into your average capture card and stream with it unless they've had a firmware update. So somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Otherwise, fantastic camera. But you can use Sparko Cam. Like you can use Sparko Cam, I think it's like $20-$30 or something like that. And you can plug it right in via USB and then live stream with it. Fantastic camera. Through the USB cable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so they still have it. Yeah, so it's called Sparko Cam, Sparko Cam, and it's software that you put on a PC. It's not available for Mac. I don't know what the Mac version is for this. But you install the PC, Sparko Cam, you plug the M50 in via USB to your computer, and Sparko Cam will broadcast the signal, a clean signal. So that's kind of the workaround. How do I get moderator on your channel? You have to purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. That's how you get to become a moderator. Let me see. Mobizen. Yep, I love Mobizen. Let me see. How can I record game sound on Android? That's tricky. It depends on what phone you have. Okay, so if you've got an LG, if you've got a Huawei, if you've got certain Samsung devices, they have built-in audio record or built-in screen recorders that will record clean audio when you do screen recording and you want to do with your gameplay. Excuse me, I need to hydrate. Most other Androids don't have that. And what happens is when you are playing a game or doing screen recording, the audio is coming out of your speaker. And then the screen recorder is then recording with the microphone the audio that just came out of your speaker. So it makes things complicated. There's a channel on YouTube. It's called Grabster, Grabster. Grabster is the name of the channel. Awesome guy. He made a video showing Android users 5 ways they can get clean audio recordings. Go look for Grabster and go watch for his video. Go look for his video where he shows you 5 ways to get clean audio recording for an Android. So you can do it. It's just kind of a workaround if you don't have a device that can do that natively. Deep Soul Tarot. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks for all you do. Your videos and live streams are always so helpful. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Grabster. Yeah, this is his name right there. Grabster. Awesome dude. Absolutely awesome dude. Get a Huawei. Yeah, Huawei can do it. So they have built-in audio or built-in screen recording, and from my understanding, because I don't have any of the new ones, it will record internally with the audio clean. What's happened is, so devices, an LG, so certain LG devices can work. Samsung with certain devices, Huawei with certain devices, they can do it. What's happened is Android. It's a problem with the Android operating system. They don't want that to happen, but they've figured out workarounds. Grabster. Yep, one more time. Ah, Shelly, you got it. That's right. That's always the answer. You always have to purify yourself. Purify yourself in Lake Minnetonka. And can I just tell you, I had the privilege of seeing Prince play in concert a couple of times, and you probably did too. I don't know. But man, that dude was just like, whew, Amazing performer. Amazing performer. So back when I was a musician, Prince was playing in the city that we lived in. And in one of the main venues that we used to play in, it was a larger indoor venue. And he had an after party. Like after his concert, he had an after party. And because we actually because we played there often, we got to get into the after party. I didn't get to meet him. I didn't get to talk to him or anything like that. But we got to like hang out and watch him play like at an after party event. And it was just like a small like group of people playing out. And he was just up there like doing James Brown covers and like just doing like covers. Like, incredible. Just incredible. Miss that dude. Huge Prince fan. All right, let me see here. I have a question. I have games on my phone, and how do I do a live stream with it? Okay, to live stream your games, you have to have an app that allows you to screen share. You can try, so Prism Live Studio, they just added a screen share feature. You can try that. You can try Streamlabs Mobile, or you can try Omelet Arcade. All of those allow you to stream your game. Sorry, do you have an issue with Super Chat on mobile? Hey, man, it's all good, dude. But hey, listen, dude, you are under no obligation to send me money whatsoever. Believe me, man, you don't have to send me money, so don't apologize for it. You don't have to make up for it. I just appreciate you guys hanging out and asking the questions. Amazing. I miss him. Yeah, man, I do too. I grew up on Prince. Well, I grew up on a lot of stuff. I'm old, but I really love Prince. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for the amazing questions. Thank you for the Super Chats, moderators. Thank you for everything that you've done, holding it down, hammering people down. Hybrid Seal, man, it was great seeing you here again. Channel members, we will have a members live stream coming up next couple of days. I think I closed down the forum. Yeah, thanks for the awesome questions. You guys asked some amazing questions. Shelly, thanks for stopping by in here. And I think we lost Doug already. All right. Justin, nice seeing you. Justin, nice seeing you in here as well. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you. Thanks. I have class now. Skip class, skip school. You need to hang out with me. I will see you guys on the members live stream. And then I'm going to turn this off. And then I will be doing my live stream again on Sunday, I believe. I have to change Airbnbs next Sunday. So if I don't go live on that Sunday, I'm going to try to make up for it on Monday if I can. Internet speeds. I've got to leave this one for a week. We're actually going to Tijuana. I was mentioning we're going to run to the border. We're leaving Ensenada. We're going to spend a week in Tijuana. Sorry. I know I said it wrong. Tijuana. We're going to spend a week in Tijuana, run across the border, come back, do some Tijuana stuff, and then come back to Ensenada. I'll be in the same place. So see you then, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great week.